This is Jim Nailon, liturgical guitarist. I'm going to share my arrangement of the hymn Open My Eyes by Jesse Manibusan. I'll play it through it first, and then we'll go through and talk about it. Notice though I'm capable on the 4th fret, you should be on the 3rd fret. My guitar is tuned down a half step. Okay. Okay, pretty close. So let's go through it now. Starts out, the first time through the verse is real simple. Not a lot of eighth notes, just quarter notes. D, G, D over F sharp, E minor, La, then A7. And on this A7, again, as always, I play my A7s different than many guitarists. I play my A chord with just 2 fingers. So I don't write all the fingering in. I guess I did, but I'm assuming you're going to play it maybe with this sort of a fingering, 2, 1, 3. I don't know. Anyway, you'll figure that out. Do it your way. Okay, on that A7. And then when this half bar on the 2nd fret on this A chord, the second of the last measure of that first line. Now the trick there in getting that nice and legato is just go for the little finger here. Don't try to get the whole chord down at once. Just get the open A bass and then that A up on the 5th fret of the 1st string with your little finger. Get it nice and solid. And then you got a whole quarter note of time to put your 1st finger down on the 2nd and 3rd strings. 2nd fret. You don't have to do it all at once. If you do that, you'll have a harder time getting it nice and legato. So starting on that D. And then move your bar over to the B minor, and then lift the bar off, bring your 1st finger over to the 2nd fret of the 1st string, and then G, again, and A7, D, G, then a little bass run on the 5th string, and then 4th string. And Now on the third line we start in the verse again, but now we're going to dress it up just a little bit. A hammer-on, and then a triplet. Hammer-on, pull off, and G, D over F sharp, E minor, little extra eighth note in there. We're starting to build the arrangement. Hammer on the D. Same thing on this A and the B minor. No change there. A little hammer on here now on the B minor over A, and then the trill just like in the measure up above, measure 7 on the D. And then now we're going to start adding a few more fill notes on that G chord, the D over F sharp, the E minor, and then the A7. D sus2, G, and fill, and then up the top of page 2, D, D sus2 actually. Now, melody line, then you're going to slide up on your little finger to the 5th fret and play this, and bar your G, so it makes it a G ninth. Now you're going to play this the same way each measure. It goes 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3, and you'll see it again 2 lines later. And then slide on your 4th finger to the 7th fret, and then put your 2nd and 3rd fingers down on the 7th fret. And then lift off your little finger, put your 1st finger down on the 5th fret of the 1st string. And then open 1st string and open 4th string as you make a quick change down to your D chord. So it's a so that last measure, the first line of page 2, measure 37. Then you're going to slide up again on the 3rd finger from the 3rd fret to the 7th fret. And then E minor, just your 1st finger on the 5th fret of the 1st string. And then a little arpeggio. Then change from your 1st finger to your little finger. In the same measure, you're going to play that note the first time with your 1st finger, and hold it so it doesn't die. You don't want to go. You want to keep that ringing. And bring that little finger in, and then slide the little finger down to that A7. And you get off the 7th real quick to the 6th. And then this is the last. This is measure 41. No, is that a 2 there? Yeah, 41. The last measure of the 2nd line, page 2. So your little finger goes and gets the sus4 there, the 3rd fret of the 1st string. And then slide it up to the 5th fret, and you put that G again, bar the G, so it's a G ninth, 1, 2, and 3, just like before. Now we're going to go up to slide that up 2 frets, and play the open 4th string with your thumb, and drop your 3rd finger down on the 7th fret also. So you got your 4th and your 3rd fingers on the 7th fret of the 1st and 2nd strings respectively. And then your 2nd finger is going to play the 6th fret of the 3rd string. 6th fret of the 3rd string. And then lift off your little finger and put your 1st finger down on the 5th fret of the 1st string. And then the open A as you move to bar the 2nd. fret. And this you're going to arpeggiate, and then you hammer on there on the second string, and lift off, and then down measure 46, the last line of that page. And here again, the only thing I do at the start is just this hammer on with my little finger on the second fret of the first string. And I'm plucking the open second string and the E bass. Then I put down my second and third fingers on the fourth and third strings, second fret. That gets that sus4 there on the third string. Lift off the little finger, then go into an E chord. Little finger on the third fret of the second string, and then your third finger goes over and catches the second fret of the first string to get that melody note. And then an E minor ninth. First finger on the fifth fret or fifth string, second fret. Little finger on the fourth string, fourth fret. Then an E minor seventh. Pull off. There. And then there's a little pause there, or a retard, before you move on. But let's talk a little bit about page 2, because page 2 is a little more challenging. So let's go back up to the first line where you're on the G ninth. When I was putting this together and practicing it to get it solid to play this this video, I had to approach these as the whole phrase, because there's a lot of motion going on in the left hand. You're sliding up, you're changing fingers, and they all just come bang, bang, bang right after another. So you got to practice this phrase in its totality to get it smooth, so it all blends together. So. I would recommend starting out real slow. And if you have any problems that are especially hard, then isolate and break those down. Maybe maybe those two measures, the last two measures of the first line. And then try and put things together. And then it's pretty easy after that. And then the same thing with the last two lines there. Sorry. That F sharp minor over D, coming off the measure before, measure 43, the second measure there on that third line. It just doesn't stop, does it? You're always doing something here. It's not like you can just sit and rest on a chord and there's some movement going on in the melody. And it's an interesting melody. I mean, it made me finger some things that I've never done before, like that particular melodic on measure 46 and 47. I don't think I've ever played that combination before, so that was I had to work on that. So isolate those things and break them down, and then put it all together so it's nice and smooth. There's nothing that's technically difficult, no big stretches or anything. It's just some new stuff there and a lot of movement, but nothing in itself is really that hard. But for me it was unfamiliar and I had to spend some time working on it. Maybe you won't. So then top page 3. Pretty straightforward. A7. Okay, so there's another change. That was a new thing I'd never done before. And measure, let's start on measure 55, the second line. The D, you're going to slide up the 7th fret. Now this A, so you get your first, you're going to, you're sliding on your little finger, no, third finger on the 2nd fret, from the 2nd string, from the 3rd fret to the 7th fret, and then again just hit those 2 notes, the first finger on the 5th fret of the 1st string and the open A, and then drop in these 3 fingers, the last 3 fingers, in kind of a D7 configuration here on the 6th and 7th string, and then you lift off the last beat of that measure, the open 1st string, and then there's the open 3rd string, which kind of leads you into the B minor once you get to the 2nd beat there. The G leads down to that F sharp. So lift off, and then the B minor over A again. A little different figure here on this triplet. It's a 16th note triplet rather than an 8th note triplet. So 1 and 2 and a let 3 and lift off. G, D over F sharp. Same stuff. We've all done this before. G with a little run, and then a D, and then don't slide, but just go up and grab the 7th fret on the 2nd string and the 1st fret on the 5th string, and then play the harmonic on the 7th fret of the 2nd and 3rd strings. And notice, if you're reading the tablature, notice I have there. It says 19 there, but above it there's an asterisk and a couple of 7s, and then the note there with the asterisk. The harmonics are actually played on the 7th fret with the 3rd finger. I could not override my music software. In the earlier Sibelius, I think I was able to do that, but I could not figure out a way to indicate the correct notes in the notation, which are really high, and change the tablature to the 7. It would change the notes down. So just know that you're playing 7th fret. And of course everything I've said is in relationship to the capo. Here's my cat Leah. It's spelled Liath. That's Gaelic for gray, or Irish for gray. The only other Irish name I have is for this guitar, which is named Shervishow, which is Irish for servant. Anyway, that's all I have on this one. I pray God blesses your playing. Look for more arrangements on liturgicalguitarist.com, and I wish you peace.